Avoid immoral women. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you have learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is as bitter as poison and dangerous as a double-edged sword. Should I continue?
No, you know my answer to you would be on that, brother?
I can go on.
I'll answer you on that. The answer will be
Bring it out.
The answer will be, judge not lest ye be judged.
Oh, no. Here it is right here.
Brother, I didn't interrupt you. I never told you that there wasn't immoral women out there. All right? But the same way you hold that sword to that woman's neck, understand the Lord gonna hold it to your neck the same way, brother.
But I don't see the same scripture for me.
More so, actually.
Brother, listen, I'm not going to fight you. The scripture says what the scripture says, and it's true. I'm not going to fight you. The scripture says I'd rather deal with a dragon than deal with a wicked woman. I'm not going to fight you on it. What I am going to tell you is the same vitriol and the same fight and the same strength and the same angst that you come with women, black man, specifically you, since you're calling me out, specifically you. Yes. Make sure that when that blade comes towards your throat, that you safe.
When the blade comes toward my throat, you come
for women. You come for women real hard body, bro. Real hard.
Absolutely. You know why? Because I've been around these. I've been around my whole life.
Hold on. Let me hear. Bolo, get done. Hold on, black man. Go ahead, Bolo.
Come for women very hard body. You see me? I come for both. Where one is wrong, the other is wrong. I'm an equal opportunist shooter. Your pendulum swings one side, and God don't like that. God tells you the same way you're going to do this for the left, do it for the right. Because there's just the same as many as wicked men, there are wicked women. The reason why there's more wicked women is because the numbers of women are more. That's the numbers. The numbers don't lie. The point that I'm trying to make to you, my brother, is the way you come, women are not going to receive you. Because you come in a way where you're coming vitriolic. And I'm not saying that that's what your spirit is. I'm saying that's how your message is received. Okay? I've never said to you or never said on any platform that there are not women that are off. There are not women that are wicked as hell. I never said that. I never said there aren't women that put men in a situation where they want to self-delete. Never said that. What I'm saying to you is we've been having the same conversation for 10 months. When do we come to a solution? When do we say, brothers, cool. The women did this, we did that. This is how we get it together now. This is what we need to do to get ourselves together before we even deal with that woman. Because now, once I teach you how to fish, you don't need to come to me no more. You'll know which women to pick. Because we're making a mistake in picking the wrong ones. And they're going to pick more of the wrong ones because there are more wrong women out there. There are more women. So the numbers don't lie. All I'm saying is that when men talk about men, you're absolutely quiet. And soon as they start talking about women being off, women being whores, women being thoughts, women being for the streets, you, oh my God, you throw all those ad libs in there. Do that for men too, brother.
Okay, now let me get back to this.
Hold on. I have a hold on. Wait a minute.
Skipper, I gotta.
I know, but I need you to breathe. I need a money line right now. Y'all ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna get him.
I need y'all to breathe. I need you to breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. All I need you to do.
Come on, money line. Come on.
Stupid black man.
Come on, money line. Now I want.
Hold on. You got to get the boom. Feel the boom. Wait a minute.
Give me the boom, because it's shit been going everywhere.
I need you to breathe.
Men give the boom. I'm gonna feel the boom.
Can I go after Blackman, please?
You may not want to.
Oh, I need to play it twice. Let's play it again.
Play it again? Oh, hell no.
You are outrageous. My headquarter. I need you to calm down.
Right, man. I need to debate now.
I believe everybody good now.
We got the chair.
I got you, Jedi. Come on, let's go. You ready?
Can we all get back? Can we get back to it now? Okay, Blackman, you ready?
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I would like to say to Brother Bolo in the building tonight.
Wait a minute, when did we go to court?
Bolo said, this is what Bolo just said.
The attorney ain't here.
Bolo said, these were Bolo's words. Bolo said, so listen, G, every time you talk about something, you always talk about the women. You never talk about the men. Every time they say something about the women, the men, you're quiet. They say something about the women, it's my God.
Black man. I would you to be serious though. I mean, I'm glad you calmed down. I'm glad you calmed down.
If you go to my YouTube channel right now, Bolo, see this is how we get the wrong impression of Kevin Samuels. We watch too many clips, but we don't watch enough videos.
I'm listening to you.
If you go to my YouTube channel right now,
I don't think anybody. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Every panel that you and I have been on together, we've been on several panels together. And every panel, this ain't me watching a video. I'm talking to you live in Memorex. Every panel that we've been on, you've been on women. Every panel, we've been on like 3 or 4 of them. And I haven't heard you say that men be bugging and men are wicked. And if you did do it, you were 10 times worse than women. You were 10 times worse. That's my point.
Hold on just a second.
I'm not saying you never said it. What I'm saying to you is you can hear the angst and you can hear you getting strong when Kiki was talking about the women.
Absolutely. Why not?
That I'm on the women the same way I'm on the men.
No,
that's what I'm saying to you. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're not.
Okay, so Blackman, go ahead and say what you was going to say.
Because right now, because
calm down a little bit so we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I want to say this. Because right now, if we took a poll amongst the men, Bolo, let's be real. You're my brother, and I love you. But if we took a poll right now amongst the men in these YouTube spaces, and we would say how does Bolo get on the men more or the women more? We all know what that poll is going to say.
That poll is going to say I get on the men more.
Exactly.
Right, because you know why?
You know.
Oh, sorry.
No. It's not a way. It's not. See, people lie, but numbers don't. If we did that poll, Jay-Z bars. So, but if we did that poll, that's what it would say.
So let me ask you a question. Since you're a Bible man, why did God come back when Adam sinned and not when Eve? Answer that for me.
Why did what?
Why did God come when Adam ate the fruit and not when Eve ate the fruit, which she ate?
Because he gave the direction to Adam.
Because he's the covering.
He's the covering,
right.
And she decided. She decided to open a convertible top when he wasn't around.
It's his. Okay. No, hold on, brother. Don't do that. He came to him at the end of the day. It was Adam's job to shut his woman down and keep her in order, even though she did folly. Even though technically sin started with her. But because he was the head of household, like you guys say, because he wanted her to submit, like you guys say, because he was the king, like you guys say, because he wore the crown, like you guys say, the Lord held him responsible. So we're held responsible because we hold the crown. We're the kings. We're the heads. That's what B's been saying. That's why I'm on y'all.
Okay,
can I say something real quick?
In the words of the great Anton Daniels.
Oh, come on.
You got to lower your voice and strengthen your argument.
Blackman, wait a minute. Blackman, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Blackman. That was a little bit off right there, brother.
No. Listen.
He told you he came straight from the word. Wait a minute. Maybe I missed. Maybe I didn't hear you correctly.
We're talking about Adam and Eve. You know what? Let me tell you something that my grandmother told me. My 89-year-old grandmother.
Both of y'all, Bolo.
Yes, darling.
Let him say what he's going to say.
Let me tell you what my 89-year-old grandmother said. My grandmother said, baby, you have to be willing to do the 66. You can't go in and pick things that benefit your argument when you feel in corner. So if we're talking about the Bible, we need to talk about it in the whole, because I just gave you scripture and told you what an immoral woman looks like. There's no book in the Bible that does an entire chapter on immoral men.
Because the whole thing,
I just gave you the word of what the Bible says. We can talk about it. We can go and talk about Jose, how he was made to be a hoe.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to interrupt this because you're taking it somewhere different. Hold on.
Please,
hold on. I'm gonna have to interrupt y'all. Because
let me just say this. SB, let me just say this and we could dead it. Cool. There was one chapter dedicated to women and how wicked, and scriptures sprinkled all over the Bible about what women do and how women are. The whole book is about what men did wrong. The whole book.
So, like I said, we were going in the wrong direction because that is just not.
Oh man,
I'm gonna talk about it. I want both of y'all to be here, but we're gonna let Raw be. We're gonna get back to the conversation because we let y'all go back and forth for a while, but we're getting back to the conversation. I'm not saying y'all can't talk, of course, but we got to get it back to Raw B. Raw B, go ahead and say what you got to say.
Well, I had some scriptures that talked about the immoral man, but if you don't want to hear them right now in the show, I'll leave it alone.
No, we already know what that is. So we're not gonna talk about that. But
yes, ma'am.
Because we are Blackman, I don't even believe you with there. But anyway, we're gonna stop.
I'm ready.
Stop right there. We're gonna stop right there on that because
yes, ma'am. I'll make a different comment. But we got to a lot of men, they speak to leadership. And a lot of men make a lot of money on social media trashing women instead of simply leading women. I mean, it's great to pick the speck out of somebody else's eye and leave the log in your own. It's great to say, like how we said earlier, you should be giving out, free cookies, but if they on the table, I'm a pick them up. They're like how you said, the standard. I'm very excited to see your show about the standard, but people need to knock it off. Like, if you don't want something, don't indulge. If you want something, indulge in it wholeheartedly. And if somebody else is doing something that doesn't align with your beliefs, move around. Like, it's too much energy spent minding other people's business. Don't be concerned with genitalia that does not touch you, that you will not taste or smell or see. Leave people alone. And if people want to keep doing things that's bad and going to put them in bad places, well, you know the results. When your behind gets tired of falling on that concrete, you tired of the bruises and the bloody cheeks, you'll get up and do better. I'm gonna be quiet. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me be quiet.
Let me say this real quick. Real quick. I'll be quick. The reason why we're distinguishing men and women is because most men understand that they're going to be some winners and losers. And men accept it. They say, I'm a loser. I ain't no good. There's an understanding. No woman wants to lose. They won't even admit they're losers. They won't even admit they're not doing no well. There's a difference in this. There's a reason why they're more stringent on women, because y'all don't want to take no L's. Y'all want to win in everything. Hey, if I have 7 babies, I still want to win. If I have 19, if I have 1 baby, if I don't have no, I want to win. It's always a win. None of them want to lose. Men understand that they're going to take L's. That's why they're in the streets homeless. But women are learning. They're joining those ranks in the streets. So that's all the point that we're trying to make is there's a reason why.
But Aaron,
thank you, Aaron.
But the point is, why are you concerned?
But wait a minute, though, because we are a community, we are one culture, and I agree with Aaron. Women do not want to lose, but guess what? We are aware of that. Black men, we know that, but that is not excusing the men. Men are losing too. Bolo, that's what Bolo is saying to you. We both are losing.
But so they accept it though. There's a difference. Men accept losing.
Okay, so I'm still asking. Even if the women are not accepting, guess what? You just said it best. They're going to be left behind. Didn't you say that? Are they not going to? Right. Okay, so man, what is the solution? What is the solution? Because you're right. You've been seeing it. You say you've been living in it. Bolo is telling you that he know they losing. I'm telling you that we're going to add value to the men because you all are the ones that are listening more. You all are the ones that want to make the change. Right. I said it clearly earlier. The women are not. Some are. And we're gonna embrace the ones that are, but the ones that won't get it, they won't get it. We have said this. So I'm asking, what is the answer? Black man, that question goes to you because we already know they losing. I told you 100 plus the other day.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this for the people in the chat and the people in back and the people that's sitting up here right now. Black men, when they speak on these things, like Aaron, he speaks on it a lot. But when black men speak on these things, black men are bitter. Black men, these are men that can't get no female, men or this, men or that. It's always a destruction of character when the truth is told from a black man's point of view. We just saw this last week with Kevin, right? We had people celebrating the death of a man because he told the truth. No matter how vulgar it is, no matter how straightforward it was, the man spoke truth. And he spoke truth to power, which is the woman. And every time, just like that, like right now, I sat here and read the scripture. Bolo's always going to come back and always going to bring it back around to the man. Adam and Eve. Okay, we can go to Adam and Eve, but I guarantee you, if you put Katisha in the Garden of Eden, that should be over in 2 days. If you put her there with Adam, it'll be over in 2 days. She's going to find a way to do whatever she wants to do because that's the world we're living in today. And so there's no reason to see. And what's so disappointing is that I see that I only not see this in society, not only do I work with the youth and see these young women that are growing up in this, yesterday I went to Chipotle to get me something to eat. And I was standing in line, and there was this black lady in front of me, had two beautiful daughters. They were young. You could tell they were like 13, 14 years old. She walked up to the counter, asked the lady to fix her plate. The lady starts to fix her plate, put her stuff in, fixing her salad. And as she was putting it in, she told the lady, the mama, daughter's watching, bitch, don't you scrape at the bottom of no pan to get me no food. You go your ass to the back and get another tray and fix my goddamn plate the right way. I start to take out my phone and record it. I did. And I said, ooh, I couldn't get my phone up in time because people don't think it exists. And these two girls are quiet like they're introverts. They're sitting there just watching their mama. They're just looking at her. And so when that daughter gets 18 years old and she goes to do the same thing, she will follow that. Right? So now we're talking about, why do we talk about the women more? Because the women have more control of the children because they have the children. Where there's a punk ass father that left the house and didn't want to deal with them. Yes, let's talk about that. Their punk ass is left, right? But at the end of the day, there are more single moms raising kids, and what the kids learn will be what they see. And if they're with their mom, that's what they're going to see. So yes, we got to bring more to the moms. And yes, we got to talk more about the women because when these kids are out of line, where does that responsibility lie? Yes, it lies on the deadbeat dad that's not there. But most
Black man, it almost sounds like you just made Bolo's point.
I did make Bolo's.
You did.
You did. You did.
Yep.
No, I did. Tell me how I made Bolo's point.
Because you said them old trashy ass black men are not there.
Well, because hold on, because in everything there's something bad. That's what I was going to say earlier before I got cut off by Bishop Bolo. I love you, Bolo.
But he's saying the same thing. He's saying the same thing. But hold that thought. Hold it. Don't forget it. Hold that thought.
I got you.
AL, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. And he says, let's talk about what are the direct, tangible advantages, benefits for marriage. There are plenty of negative that we see that are tangible. Please balance it out. AL, me and you done talked about this several times. I just want you to get married, and you know I do. You got a good woman at home. You're a good man. There's no reason for you to be married, not to be married. But if you still are reluctant, you know what? It's up to you. Like I've been telling these men all day, it's up to you. It's whatever you make it and what you decide you want. But thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'm every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yeah. So wait a minute. Hold on, Blackman. $5 super chat from Stacy Rubin. Hey, Stacy, how are you? So there is some truth being said, but also a lot of finger pointing. So there's plenty of blame on both sides. What is the listen?
Accept your nationality and keep the commandments.
We're trying to get a solution now because we broke on both sides. And I think we all can agree with that, but we're now trying to figure out who the brokest. And I don't even know if that's a valid stat. Who's the brokest? Who's the most broken? Is that real, y'all? Is it real?
The leaders of the people cause the people to err. Isaiah 9.
But you know what, Judah? I want you to slow down because I want to say that again. We're trying to figure out who is the most broken. We need to think about that.
What the hell?
We need to think about that because I just answered my own question, but I ain't gonna say it.
See,
but I need y'all to slow down. I need to think about that. Women are the most, and they were. We need to slow down and we need to think about that.
You might need security, Cam, after saying that.
What was the
security? Now the women pretty broken, y'all. You got 100 plus, yes. But
who's the most broken?
You know what? The women are the most broken. They're the ones that are in the place. It's just they need to be built up by us. They need to be formed by us. So we have incorrectly formed our women. Our women are broken because we've created that monster.
Because you got to understand, the women just didn't fall on earth. They were created, like he just said, by some man and woman. So somewhere a man and a woman failed this woman. So even though they're the most broken in actions, they were failed also by some previous situations.
But I will add to that also too. But in some cases, this is why technically us men we recover faster than they do also too, because the most women stay in their broken stages for too long, even when they try to get the help that they need or outside sources. We try to give them some help or what they need. And sometimes you might have to tell the harsh truth, say in a loving way, whatever, but they still stay in their broken funk. Us men, it's like we prepare for the long-term game while women prepared for the short-term game.
Shout out to everybody that's a part of this tonight. But I will say too, some of the women that are, and I don't mean this in a horrible way, but into some of the women that are having the negative comments or saying it, about what I'm saying. I am to my children what your baby daddy is not to yours. I am married. I have my children. I go throw the football with my son. I sit down and with dinner with my daughters. I pull the chair out for my little girl and I tell her how beautiful she is. Baby, look in that mirror. That is who you are. This is your value. Because you know why? Because there was a decision made that I would be their father, and I became that.
Exactly.
I wasn't Pookie.
That's you.
Ray. So most of the women that are whining are the ones that are picking Pookie and Ray, and right now telling their kids, get that broom, and the kid not listening, and there's no daddy there because you slept with the guy at the club you met the same night.
Blackman, I don't disagree with you. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. But the same way she chose Pookie and Ray is the same way he chose that thought. So I don't disagree with you.
No,
nope. I've never disagreed with you at all on the points you're trying to make. What I'm saying is now that we understand the problem, now that we've talked about it for 10 months and we kind of figured out what the problem is, how do we find a solution? When do we start making these things happen so now that we can start healing the Black family because we are fractured? When do we start doing that? Why are we still asking the same question 10 different ways? It starts in the point that I'm making when I say the point that I make when I'm on the man is because it starts with us, right? When Mel said that, women break more, I disagree with that because women as little girls are allowed to cry. They're allowed to pant. They're allowed to go through their changes. Boys aren't. Boys, we're silenced. Boys don't cry. And we hold this trauma in till we 30, 35. And then when we blow, people want to know, why did you blow? Because I held this anger, I've held this in since I was a child. So what I'm saying to you is, all right, we got it. So now what I need to do is throw on my bomb suit and go into the room and let's disarm this bomb. There are so many bombs that we have as young Black men. Let's disarm them because the more we continue to talk about it, the more angry they get. We got it. We understand it. So we have to understand that when we look at the chapter that's written on women being wicked, cool. You're right. I'll never fight you on that. But when we look at the whole Bible that was built around men not obeying the Lord's words, the whole book.
So,
I'm sorry.
So let me say this. Let me just say this. I had two women that I would love to have come up on the panel because they have a lot to offer. One was Just Jay and the other was Shelby. And they said, you see why we don't come up. Let me tell y'all something.
Crazy.
This is not going to be the place where you can't come up. I'm sorry. We're going to talk solutions. I mean, it can't be this way. We need to hear from you all. We need to learn from you all. We already know everybody's situation is different. We already know there's good men and there are bad men. There are good women and there are bad women. It's not going to be that way. This is going to be a place where you got to be able to tell us what we need to know because we have to learn. And that's just how it's going to be. So, if it's something that you heard and you felt that was just way too offensive, I'm apologize for you right now, but you automatically know there are some women that are out of control, but this can't be that way. We got to learn from each other and it's got to start here. So I want everybody to come with some solutions. So the
men are not nice.
I got a solution right now.
We gotta, you know what, Black man, I want you to think about it a little bit longer. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we've been here for over 4.5 hours. And y'all know it's Friday and I'm tired. So I'm gonna have to make some good money. I'm gonna have to love all y'all and thank all of y'all for being here. And I really want you to sincerely think about it. I want everybody in the chat to come back because we need some answers because everybody needs to feel free enough to come up here and say whatever it is they have to say and not be attacked or not feel less than, but definitely take accountability for what it is you've done or haven't done because we want you all to be the best you can be. And this is real. Everybody. So I want to say, Bolo, thank you so much for being here. Mel, thank you. Raw B, continue doing what you do, girl, with the fan. It's amazing. You're funny. I'm just telling you. Cheeky, I fired you today, but I love you. I'm asking you to come back. But I asked you to come back all in the same breath, so don't worry about that. Jedi Mike, you know we love you. Rick, I appreciate everything you bring. Keep bringing it. We need that. Aaron, oh, you know you my code, everything. So, Cam, I appreciate you for being here and camming up even though you were making the bread. And Blackman, you know you my code, everything too. So, I need y'all to bring this here, but I need y'all to have some compassion for what you don't know and what you can't understand, because we got to put this together. So y'all have a good rest of this Good Friday night, and I see y'all soon.
And watch out for Jason Voorhees. Go to Crystal Lake.
It is Friday the 13th, but not over here.
Don't go to Crystal Lake.
You got the fault, Black man.
Even though
Yes, we do.
out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to stay? Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. Stay. Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too scared to usher off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in the days, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove your away. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Think about what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably want to beat my death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars, reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Are you crying? And I'm trying to find the reason, so I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't say. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.